I was born in Ahmedabad in Gujarat and moved to the United States when I was very young. I joined President Biden's re-election campaign. Our bilateral relationship, the United States bilateral relationship with India, is one of the most consequential bilateral relationships that we have. In many areas, the United States and India are partners of choice to one another. We have a vice president who is of Indian origin, and that's really special and amazing. I was born in Ahmedabad in Gujarat and moved to the United States when I was very young. I've always had a strong belief in public service and civic engagement and being involved. And so my career has taken me through Congress, through working for various U.S. House of Representatives. Right before the State Department, I worked for President Biden in the White House, as well as on his campaign. And now I'm just really thrilled to be at the State Department working for Secretary Blinken.
Did you ever imagine that you will be on the State Department, you'll be addressing the media there? Did you work on this ever? Was it your dream?
It's certainly surreal, but I really enjoy working with the press and the media, and have done a lot of communications and media relations roles over the course of my career. So it seemed like a good natural fit.
So can you just give some breakup of your journey, how you started and how you moved?
What do you mean?
Like in your career, how did you move to this, from India to US to this place?
Yeah, so to take a little bit of a step back, I moved to D.C., Washington, D.C. in about late 2016 after I had been working for a member of Congress at the time, and continued working in the government and political field, and spent some time working for another member of Congress. And then I joined President Biden's re-election campaign, his election campaign in the 2020 cycle very early on, and then had the opportunity to join the administration at the White House, and spent about the first year and a half of the Biden administration at the White House, and then had the opportunity to join the State Department as well.
Vedant, this also speaks of a system where everybody has equal, a level playing field. Can you give us a sense, do you think that it is a total level playing field where anybody can become the president, the spokesperson, and
Well, I certainly I don't want to prognosticate about that, but certainly I think that is one of the special things about the United States, is that the opportunities that it has for people, for immigrants, for people of different backgrounds, the opportunity to do things like speak on behalf of the administration, speak on behalf of the State Department. So it's certainly a very special feeling to be touching down in Delhi with the Secretary of State, coming off of that plane that says the United States of America, back to the country that I was born in, and getting to come back as an American diplomat with the Secretary. It's a very special feeling.
Okay, now switching from your personal side to the relationship between India and US. How do you look at the overall trajectory of the relationship? We have seen great cooperation in several fields, but there are also some hiccups, and there are some also wrinkles in the relationship. Can you just summarize it for us?
Oh, certainly. I think that our bilateral relationship, the United States bilateral relationship with India, is one of the most consequential bilateral relationships that we have. And India is a critical partner in a number of areas, certainly to maintaining the rules-based international order, our shared vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific. You have to remember, of course, that we are two of the world's largest democracies, and so we have a lot of shared values and shared priorities.
We are also seeing a change here in our policies. Now we are having a big opinion on the worldview. India's worldview is changing. How do you look at scheme of things from there, that how India is changing, and how do you think that India's position on recent events like Ukraine war and the others, how do you summarize?
Well, I think India has taken on an incredibly important role. You have to remember that one of the key things about this year, 2023, is that India has the G20 presidency, and they have a very ambitious agenda for their G20 presidency, one that the United States is ready to partner with them on. And as it relates to Ukraine, you have seen Prime Minister Modi and External Affairs Minister Jaishankar be very clear about how this is not the time for war, and that a resolution needs to come, one that is consistent with the UN Charter. These are all values that we share also.
How do you look at the leadership of Prime Minister Modi? Like, what is your assessment about it?
Well, look, I think I will just say what I just said before, is that again, India is a vital partner. It's a key partner in which we have really important strategic relationships with. One that we've deepened those relationships with, and of course that is something that's also happened under the Prime Minister's tenure, dating back to obviously when he was elected during President Obama's term as well.
What do you think are the high points between India and US? Whether is it counter-terrorism, intelligence sharing, or defense cooperation, nuclear energy? What do you think are the key high ends of the relationship?
There are a lot of high ends and important cruxes to this relationship. It's difficult to quantify it in just 2 or 3 areas, but the important thing to remember is that in many areas, the United States and India are partners of choice to one another, whether that be in the defense sector, whether that be the important security nexus that we share in combating terrorism, whether it be the important trade relationship that exists between our two countries, and of course there's also a vibrant values sharing as well.
And also India has taken a position on Russia. Like India has a relationship with Russia, good relationship with Russia, and there is a lot of controversy over India continues to buy oil from Russia despite all the sanctions. Would you like to give a take on that?
Well, our understanding is that, of course, each country is going to make their own decisions. But the one thing that we've been clear about on Russia and specifically Russian energy sales is it's why we've been such a big advocate for the oil price cap, because what the price cap does is that it keeps oil and energy flowing onto the market and making sure that supply meets demands, but it also ensures that Russia doesn't get a windfall of profits to fund its war machine. So we've never intended for anybody to try and keep energy off of the market.
So you just concluded G20. What do you make of the G20, the meeting, foreign ministers meeting?
Well, again, I think India has had a very ambitious agenda for its G20 presidency, and the United States was really proud to partner with them on a number of issues. And you saw in the opening and second session talking about very important issues that are affecting every corner of the planet, whether it be food security, energy security, economic ties, and things of that nature.
I'm coming to the last leg of my interview.
Sure.
People to people connect. That's a very important element of India and US relationship. And in fact, a lot of people are the product of this people to people good relationship.
Yeah.
How do you look at it at growing? We have seen that Indian IT giants are hiring Indians there. It's ruled by the Indian origin people. How do you see the overall complexion of this area?
Well, I think, of course, that the Indian American community in the United States is, of course, one that is very vibrant and active. And the immigration that we've seen of Indian Americans to the United States over the past 50, 60 years has been really tremendous. And, it's precipitated in ways of which now we have a vice president who is of Indian origin, and that's really special and amazing.